Kajal, and I am a happiness coach and a mindfulness trainer for young adults and teens. Growing up, I had actually experienced body shaming all my life, but as a teen, this body image started affecting me and my psyche a whole lot, because I started thinking that this is how it is supposed to be. This is how I should be behaving. This is how I should be, composing myself in public, or how I should be dealing with other people. So my relationship with myself changed drastically as I was growing up, and over the years it started affecting. But then I started understanding that this was something that I needed to address, and I needed to go ahead and understand what was the issue that I was facing with and how I can go ahead and kind of overcome that. So this journey has been long and trying, but at this point of time I think I'm just at a space where I've kind of accepted this issue or this concern that I had and working towards it. So like I said, over the years, it was actually building onto me, and I really did not realize that it was affecting me in my relationships, in my career, or the way that I was actually projecting myself or conducting myself. I started avoiding social gatherings. That was one thing. And I just kind of made peace with the thing that I am an introvert, and probably that's why I'm avoiding social interactions. If there were more than 4 or 5 people in a room, I used to get very conscious and kind of hold myself back and not converse as much. These are certain things that I was actually observing, and I thought that this was natural because I had made peace with this is how I am and this is how it is. But besides this, I realized that it was still not giving me peace. It was not making me happy. So I had understood that this is what I was doing and this is what I need to make peace with, but it was not making me happy in my space, in my body, in the way that I was interacting with others. So once it started affecting my own self, my relationships with others, that's when I tried to really kind of, that actually flagged it to myself that I need to go ahead and fix this. It cannot be natural that I say that I'm okay, but I'm not okay. So it cannot be natural, right? It has to be addressed. So I think that's the question to that I wanted to answer and address. I'm a writer and I write short stories, and I realized that my short stories were also getting very sad by the day, and some of my friends really came back and said that the endings of your stories are very sad and they're heartbreaking. And it actually got me thinking that why is this happening? Because on the surface, everything seems to be okay. I have a nice job, I have a good family, a happy family. Everything seems to be okay, I don't have any challenges, so to say. Then why are the thoughts coming to me which are, inclined towards sadness or, so those kind of things, when those challenges started coming over to me in the form of the writing, that's when I also realized that, there has to be something within me which is keeping me, damp inside. So I needed to address that as well. Over the years, I have been fortunate enough to work with some of the best companies in India, and I got some projects or some opportunities that probably I was very lucky to have. But I would not be forthcoming in accepting challenges. I always thought that I was not good enough, probably. So if somebody would say that, somebody wants to volunteer or initiate into this new project, I would not be the first person to raise my hand. And I always, kind of thought, maybe I'm not good enough yet. Maybe I need to work harder. Maybe I need to do better than what I'm doing right now. And despite my seniors telling me that you are capable and you should push yourself, I still had this niggling hesitancy wherein I just did not know that I could take on additional responsibilities. Despite that, I got additional responsibilities and I did them fairly well. But I when I was assessing what was wrong with me, that's when I actually realized that during all those years there were so many opportunities which were thrown my way, and I did not pick them up only because I was not comfortable with myself. I was not comfortable, I was not confident enough to take on challenges because of body image. And that was like really a light bulb moment, that all these years I had been doing so well. I have taken care of so many responsibilities, multiple responsibilities given to me. I did that and still not happy with that. Why? So that's when the light bulb moment came to me. Initially I had to really kind of assess what is wrong. So the first thing, when you're actually asking those questions to yourself and you don't know what the answers are or where those answers are going to come, you go towards external help. And I did seek help from a professional psychologist. I did take on a couple of sessions, and I really tried to understand what was really the problem. But I was not really satisfied with the sessions because they were not really pointing towards the concerns that I was having. They were more towards external concerns that I had. And I was not, because I knew that this was like a deep-rooted issue that I had to address. I was not happy with those. So I went on to check online what are the various things that I can do to find out how or what exactly is that I'm battling with, and how to go ahead and curb that or handle it. So while checking online, there were so many workshops or master classes that I had to attend to understand what my mental state is right now, and how do I go ahead and handle my challenges one by one. So I did not get the answer of what is wrong with me initially. It was only when I took on those master classes and took on courses, basically, to understand what are the strategies that people actually use to go ahead and make them happier. So when I started doing that made me realize that, okay, this was the issue that I was facing, and this is how I need to go ahead and handle them. So one of the courses that I actually took was happiness coaching, and I initially started taking that course with the only purpose of working on myself. How I can go ahead and make myself happier despite whatever I was actually having. On the surface, everything seemed to be all right, but why am I not happy? So that question, that was the question that I had, and the answer was, let me take this course and see what is it that my life is lacking, and see how people can get happier. And when I did that course, it really kind of made me realize that we all feel that happiness is it's a very instant emotion. You can buy something and you can get happy. You can eat something, you can get happy. You watch something nice on the screen, you can get happy. But that's not the only definition of happiness. Happiness is a very deep-rooted emotion that can be cultivated by daily practice. That was something that I really did not know. And once I started doing that of course, through this course, that made me realize that I can actually go ahead and share this gift with the others as well. While doing my happiness coaching course that I was doing with Happitude Global, there was this one exercise that we were actually given, and that was an exercise which just completely transformed the way that I look at myself. And that was, go and stand in front of the mirror and look at yourself for 15 minutes. Now, 15 minutes in a normal parlance, especially when we're doom scrolling on Instagram, it's nothing, right? But when you're looking at yourself in the mirror for 15 minutes, I bet you it is a huge challenge. Because after 5 minutes, that's just an overdrive. After 2 minutes, I realized I just can't look at myself anymore. What am I supposed to be looking at, right? So, but I kept at it. 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day. I kept increasing the number of minutes. I used to put a timer on my mobile and say, I'm going to be looking at myself for 5 minutes now. I'm looking at myself for 10 minutes now. I'm looking at myself for 15 minutes now. I kept doing that over a number of years. Believe you me, that exercise just completely changed me or made me understand about myself, because once you look at yourself deeply and embrace yourself in your complete authenticity, that's like a huge embrace from the universe to you. So I did that exercise, and that was like one of the best transformational exercises that I've ever done till date. I wouldn't say there was like this one moment defining moment where I could say, all right, everything is now in the past and now I can move on. It was a gradual transformation. It was a gradual change. There were so many other areas that I had to actually heal. And because, like I said, these were my body image issues were actually affecting so many other things in so many other areas in my life, like my relationship with various people. I had to actually go back and seek forgiveness and probably forgive a couple of them as well. So all that pain and the ache that I was holding on to, it took some time to go ahead and seep away from my life. So it's not like an instantly that all that was washed away and then I became a new person. It took quite a bit, and I think I'm still a work in progress. There are still certain things, certain ways that I actually act, and then I question, oh, that's not how I'm supposed to be behaving, right? Those are not the kind of words that I should be sharing or saying. So these, I would say that I'm still a work in progress, and the healing is still going on. I would say that first and foremost, my relationship with myself changed amazingly well, because I think the first and foremost thing that we usually say somebody, if I go ahead and ask you, who are the 3 people that you love the most in your life, you will constantly, quickly go ahead and name maybe your spouse or your child or your parents or somebody who's very close to you. But we forget to say that we love ourselves. So the first point was this, that I started loving myself more. I started understanding myself more, and I started assessing what are the things that I don't like about others that I need to go ahead and change in myself. So once that started happening, obviously my relationship with the others also started changing. My relationship with my family, my immediate family, my extended family, and my relationship with the people I was meeting on a daily basis, that also altered, because now I was consciously, trying to make amends as to what are the things that I need to go ahead and, say. If I'm saying a particular sentence in certain way, how can I go ahead and make it more positively sounded? So once I started doing that, of course, everything changed. My relationship changed, my work changed, my work picked up, and I started loving myself more. Leaving my job was a decision which it was a knee-jerk decision. And it actually stemmed from the same question, like I said before, that I have everything. I have a well-paying job. I have a good family, a happy family. Everything is all right. So why am I not happy? That was the first question that actually I asked myself. And I said, if I need to find the answer for that, I need to work on myself. And with my full-time job, this is something that I will never be able to, because I'll keep moving the same circle. I need to break that circle. So this was the only thing. I can't quit my family, so I had to quit my job. So yeah, I had to break that cycle, and I had to kind of take that decision, saying, all right, I can quit my job, start working on myself, and I think I can build a life on my own. One of the biggest lessons that I've learned are love yourself, accept yourself the way that you are. And I'm sure whoever is listening and seeing this will be like, oh, we've heard that 1,000 times. But you know what? That's why you've heard it 1,000 times, because that's the ultimate truth. You love yourself. You fall in love with every bit of yourself, warts and all, bulges and all, weird hair, bad skin, whatever. Just look yourself in the mirror and say, all right, I love myself. Once you start loving yourself, everything else around you just changes. And you will be surprised how magically it changes. Because once you go ahead and make this peace with yourself, saying, all right, this is how I am, this is how I present myself, this is what my body really looks like. And once you have that acceptance, nobody else, whatever the world says, it is never going to affect you. It will never affect you. So yes, this is the biggest lesson that I learned. Love yourself and accept yourself wholeheartedly. And if you think that's too much of an ask, just keep hugging yourself every day. Every morning, wake up and just hug yourself. That's all that you need to do. If I were to go back and tell something to my 15-year-old self, I would tell her that the world is going to be difficult. It is going to be tough on you. It is going to be challenging for you, but you need to prepare yourself from now on. And the best thing that you can do right now is just love yourself the way that you are, and don't fall into the expectations of others. Don't think that the other person is expecting me to be kind, so I will be kind. The other person is expecting me to be ambitious, so I will be ambitious. No. First, you go ahead and love yourself, assess what is it that you want in your life, and then move forward from there. So if I had to go back and tell Kajal at 15, this is what your life is going to be. You are going to be facing a challenge, but you have to be strong. Be strong. You have to understand yourself completely without the baggage that other people are actually doling on you. So once you do that, you're great. Good to go.